Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. Luo Feng connected to the Virtual Universe Network. Virtual Universe, Yuseong Mountains Primal Region, Luo Feng's villa. Teacher. Luo Feng was shocked to see a silhouette within his living room. It was the golden armored ape-man True Yang Emperor. When True Yang saw Luo Feng, he smiled. "You've finally come. You are looking for me, teacher?" Luo Feng asked curiously. Barbata, who sat on Luo Feng's shoulder, said with his piercing voice, "Luo Feng, the mail was sent by your teacher. I sent the mail to get you to come into the virtual universe as fast as possible." True Yang said. Luo Feng smiled. "I have to say, I just killed Pan Shi, just completing the first level of the highest points mission. I was shocked after receiving mail. I thought that the verdict of the mission was out that quickly. It'd probably have to take some time after all." "You've finished the first level?" True Yang frowned. Luo Feng nodded. "Tell me." True Yang ordered. "Yes, teacher." Luo Feng explained the entire mission to him, without withholding any information about his methods. "You've killed quite a bit." True Yang smiled, "Very much like my style." Luo Feng was stunned. Domain Lord highest points missions are set to test the character. True Yang, as one of the upper-level members of the Virtual Universe Company, even though he wasn't the true top level, he was still clear on many things. He smiled casually and said, "After all, they can't spend their resources on nurturing just any genius, especially if one doesn't have any beliefs, are extremely selfish, or will be a liability in the future in the outer region wars or secret regions." Luo Feng nodded. "The entire mission has to be synchronized online. They will judge your gaze, your every word, how you deal with the small members, how you punish the big figures, etc., studying every bit of you." True Yang smiled. "They'll finally determine if you are fit to be nurtured. Many absolute geniuses are judged from the first level completely." "Teacher, do you think my first level will be able to pass 80% completion?" Luo Feng asked. "It's hard to say." True Yang said. "Hard to say?" Luo Feng was curious. "It's because I don't know who is in charge of judging you." True Yang shook his head. "There are many amongst the top echelon of the Virtual Universe Company. Everyone has different characters. If it were your senior bloodthirsty emperor, he would probably give you a high score. However, some of them dislike geniuses who massacre so much. They might give you a lower score. After all, you did kill quite an absurd number of people this time. Over 1 million, and your methods were vicious. It's obvious there's bloodthirst in your bones. Some upper echelon members may dislike that." Luo Feng was speechless. "So what if they disliked it? It was him." "Teacher." Luo Feng didn't want to think anymore about the mission. He smiled and asked, "Is there something you need from me?" "An extremely important matter." True Yang's expression grew serious. Luo Feng was stunned. "Let me know, other than Yang Zhu, have you messed with any important people in the huge axe dojo?" True Yang carefully analyzed Luo Feng's gaze. Luo Feng was stunned. "No." Luo Feng shook his head. "I've had some trouble with Yang Zhu, you know that well. As for others, I really cannot think of anyone else big that I've had issues with." "Then that's strange." True Yang frowned. "Why?" Luo Feng asked, feeling nervous. True Yang said seriously, "An absolute being of the huge axe dojo, a being even more terrifying than Yang Zhu's father Shahua Knight, Undying Knight. He went through me to get your contact, and personally wishes to contact you." "Undying Knight?" Luo Feng was stunned. "Who is he?" "Undying." This title sure was intimidating. Undying Knight is a true member of the upper echelon of the huge axe dojo. He's lived a much longer time than Shahua Emperor. The title Undying means his ability to survive is incredibly strong. Over long periods of time he's experienced many life or death situations, and yet he's still alive. As for his strength and position, it's definitely comparable to the Qin Shi Palace leader of our Virtual Universe Company. True Yang emphasized. Luo Feng took a deep breath. Undying Knight. Meeting him personally, He hadn't even heard of this person before. Why would he want to meet? And he was the upper echelon of the huge axe dojo. If it were the virtual universe company, it could be one that liked geniuses. However, the other Leviathans, they wouldn't do this. Even if they wanted disciples, they'd have to go through the virtual universe company's internal upper management to do so. Undying Night's teacher is the pinnacle of humanity. Tru Yang emphasized, the creator of the huge axe dojo. Luo Feng opened his mouth, but no words came out. The creator of the huge axe dojo. The creator of the huge axe primal chaos tablet. Luo Feng asked even though he knew. Tru Yang nodded. One of humanity's treasures, the 52 chaos tablets, of which the huge axe tablet was ranked first. It had a total of 32 levels on the heavenly bridge, and the second universe tablet had 30 levels. Luo Feng trained in the 9 universe tablet that only had 27 levels. One could see the power just from the tablets and their levels. To leave behind a tablet, one had to be an absolute pinnacle being. The huge axe tablet was ranked first. And the huge axe dojo and the virtual universe company were both the two most powerful existences in humanity. The creator of the huge axe dojo, that level of power, one could only imagine. For Tru Yang to call him a true pinnacle being of humanity, it wasn't hard to understand. Damn. Luo Feng's heart raced, his mind was in a flurry. Power akin to Tianxia Palace leader, one of the top of the huge axe dojo, his teacher is an even more terrifying being. Why would such a powerful being even want to meet me, such a small figure? Luo Feng was very clear on his position. There were many geniuses, the absolute geniuses from the past 10,000 eras. During that same amount of time, another 10,000 such geniuses could be born. And the universe had been around for an extremely long time. Who knows how many absolute geniuses have been born, with miraculous encounters and all. Those that were able to survive to become a knight were extremely few. Undying Night probably didn't even care about Tru Yang, much less himself. Meet me. Luo Feng was even more puzzled. Since you haven't messed with anyone, and have no connection to him, I can relax. Tru Yang laughed carefree. Go on with your life and await his call. Luo Feng nodded. His teacher left, leaving him alone in his study waiting patiently. Fear. Curiosity. It was like if a normal person on Earth was informed, by the President of America, or China that they'd both come specially to meet him. Every second felt like a year. Luo Feng didn't know whether he'd have to wait for a day, a month, or a year before Undying Night would call him. 3 seconds after his teacher left, he got a call request. Anonymous number. Barbata said. Connect. Luo Feng quickly stood up and pointed in mid-air. A huge screen appeared and ripples and blurry waves filled the screen. Powerful pressure emanated over from the screen, engulfing the entire study. Luo Feng couldn't even resist it as he quickly bowed over, unable to lift his head. Suddenly, an ear-piercing strange laughter resounded, almost like glass scratching against a blackboard. The pressure finally diminished. Only then did Luo Feng lift his head and look at the silhouette on the screen. He seemed dressed in a weird armor. One couldn't even say it was armor. It was like a blur of vines that formed it, countless vines that wrapped about him. His eyes glowed green. Luo Feng had only just met eyes with him before he fell into an endless nightmare illusion. Countless demons howling, making him unable to resist. In an instant, they devoured him. Only then did Luo Feng awake. Wah wah wah. The strange laughter resounded from the silhouette behind the countless vines, shaking the space about. Even through a screen, he easily shook the virtual universe space, able to trap me in an illusion. Luo Feng finally felt the power of this absolute being. Even though his willpower was sturdy, it was still like a blade against an endless swamp. Little punk, your willpower is not bad. The strange laughter resounded. You are? Luo Feng asked respectfully. Me? The strange sound rose fiercely. I am the great Undying Night. You can call me Undying Night. Remember, it's Undying Night. Not just Night. Luo Feng was shocked within. Is this Undying Night mad? Greetings, Undying Night. Luo Feng bowed respectfully. His green eyes gleamed in the screen, scanning Luo Feng. Suddenly he madly waved his armor. Countless vines shook before he said satisfied, "Little punk, you are the leader of the Milky Way galaxy, Earth's leader, right?" "Yes." Luo Feng reacted. "That's good." The weird temperamental Undying Knight laughed strangely. "I want to buy the Milky Way. Sell it to me, you can say any conditions, as long as I can, I will agree to it." Milky Way. Luo Feng was stunned. A small galaxy, this was a true upper echelon member of the huge Axe Dojo, something that wouldn't appeal to this Undying Knight. After all, with his ability, building a universe country wasn't exactly a hard thing to do. With Undying Knight's ability, you can acquire the Milky Way galaxy anytime. Luo Feng said. The 1008 universe countries have their authorities, put in place by the 5 Leviathans together. I cannot mess with that. The countless vines on the screen shook. Undying Knight laughed strangely. "Hence I will buy it very normally. You are the leader. As long as you sell it to me, it'll be over." "Quickly, will you sell or not? My time is precious. I don't have any to waste on you." Luo Feng felt a formless pressure. The one talking to him was a true absolute being of the universe, an Undying Knight, and he had a weird temperament. The moment he was angered, calamities would occur. Luo Feng was but a small little ant compared to him. Simply relying on his connections alone, this Undying Knight could easily kill off Luo Feng without a trace. Undying Knight. Luo Feng stood before the screen and bowed respectfully. "Great sir, would I dare to not sell you the Milky Way? I am willing to give you all the planets in the Milky Way for free, however I wish to retain my home planet Earth." On the screen, Undying Knight was stunned. He blinked for a while, as his green eyes were filled with a sense of helplessness. He rubbed the greenish-black vine by his ear before his piercing voice resounded again. "You are interesting. However, honestly, I wish to buy only the planet Earth in this Milky Way. I'm not interested in any other planets." Luo Feng, who stood there respectfully, was taken aback. "Wanting to buy Earth? Why?" Luo Feng asked. "This small little Earth is but a normal life planet. Why do you want to buy it?" "I naturally have my reasons." Undying Knight seemed restless. The surrounding vines rapped together as he roared, "Will you sell or not?" Luo Feng took a deep breath. He bowed respectfully before emphasizing, "Undying Knight, there are a trillion races within humanity itself, and the humans of Earth belong to one of them. Just like the home of the Manka people is Manka planet, Earth is the home to our Earth humans. For my home, my comrades are all willing to die. Please forgive my disrespect, great Undying Knight. I cannot sell my home to you." After which, Luo Feng bowed again, awaiting Undying Knight's answer. Silence. In the screen, Undying Knight's green eyes gleamed, staring hard at Luo Feng. His formless pressure getting stronger and stronger, passing through the screen and pushing down Luo Feng's body. It caused his body to begin to crack. With loud pops, Luo Feng's leg broke apart, and he was forced to kneel. Still, he remained silent and waited for an answer. Cackle. A weird enraged laughter resounded from Undying Knight's throat. Among those that were familiar with him, how many dared to go against him? Amongst the knights in the huge Axe Dojo, even though many had weird temperaments, they couldn't compare to Undying Knight's strangeness. He was proud and moody, and he enjoyed exploring dangerous universe secret regions. The more dangerous they were, the more he enjoyed them. Even the great knights, in some universe secret regions, had to prepare for quite a while, inviting some help before carefully exploring the areas. Undying Knight was completely different. He took these dangerous places as a game. Frequently visiting the dangerous spots, exploring the terrifying regions, even the knights, at their level, if they explored these areas unprepared, sooner or later, they would fall. Undying Knight, however, just didn't die. His survival ability was very strong. Even the bug and automaton clans along with other powerful races knew that there was a weirdo Undying amongst the humans. Even within the many secret regions, he would find a way to survive. He didn't open a universe country. Not building his own sect and army. He didn't fight for power or status. He believed those were beneath him. As proud and arrogant as he was, He would even scold other knights, and was extremely arrogant. He enjoyed taking risks. No matter how powerful his opponent was, he would still challenge them. Hence, after knowing that this undying knight wished to speak to Luo Feng directly, Tru Yang was so scared he had to talk to him first, asking if Luo Feng had offended anyone close to Undying Knight. "What guts, you actually dare to go against me?" Undying Knight's voice pierced through Luo Feng's ears, his eyes like two cold blades, piercing straight into his soul. In the screen, Luo Feng knelt there and said respectfully, "Selling my home, selling my earth comrades and land, I simply cannot do, please forgive me." Undying Knight stared at Luo Feng. Luo Feng patiently awaited. Deadlock. 1 second, 2, 3, 10 seconds. A total of half a minute. Ha 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 ha. Undying Knight's laughter changed yet again. It made one's hair stand on end. "Punk, you sure got guts. Don't you know that by angering me, I can easily kill you? Getting rid of little geniuses like you is too simple for me." "I know," Luo Feng said respectfully. As he chatted with Undying Knight, Luo Feng had already thought of all sorts of methods to deal with the situation. Unless he was forced on a path with no return, he would definitely not sell Earth. The moment it became Undying Knight's territory, whatever he did on Earth, Luo Feng would have no power to intervene. Earth was the home of the Earth humans. Selling his home and leaving his comrades no place to return to, this was something he couldn't do. Hence, Luo Feng had thought it through. No matter what, he was an absolute genius of the Virtual Universe Company. And even though that Undying Knight had an extremely high position and strength, he was still from the huge Axe Dojo. If he wanted to kill Luo Feng, that would be a disrespect to the Virtual Universe Company, and it would invite trouble for himself. The chances of Undying Knight killing Luo Feng was very low. Of course, with such a weird temperament as his, Luo Feng couldn't fully guess what would happen. Undying Knight could actually make a move to kill him. That was extremely simple for someone like him. If I don't sell him my home, he would want to kill me. Then, I would have to let Dylan immediately take me and teleport through his god country to Earth. Luo Feng thought. Earth was his home. To rush home to Earth as quick as possible, Luo Feng had let Dylan place an item as a marker there. After returning, I'll immediately keep Earth in my internal world. Luo Feng thought. There were indeed instances when a planet was placed in another world. Luo Feng's internal world was big enough, it could withstand it. Just like the Manka planet was kept in a god country. Anyway, a few hundred years ago, Earth still hadn't melded with the universe. They can still lead a happy life there. It's actually even safer within my internal world. Also, my Earth body will immediately head towards the Virtual Universe Company's primal region. The Mosha clansman will take the main core, and becoming a normal human, hiding in a distant universe country's life planet. With its cloning abilities, it wouldn't be discovered if it hid in those planets with mostly only star levels. When that happens, if Undying Knight wishes to kill me, he'd have to head to the primal region. I'd really like to see if he dare rush into the primal region and attack. If he succeeds, the powerful members of the Virtual Universe Company would be better off dead. It is the primal region after all. If they are killed by Undying Knight, I can totally give up on the Virtual Universe Company too. Luo Feng thought. Even if he kills the Earth body, my true strength is not affected at all. This was Luo Feng's plan. No big deal. Either the fish dies or the net breaks. If such a situation were to arise, and the Virtual Universe Company couldn't protect him, then there was no need for him to work for them anymore. It would be better to hide off in a desolate planet, even exploring other mysterious places in the universe and training. If he didn't have such methods to hide himself, for the humans of Earth's safety, he may submit. But since he had such trump cards, why should he? No matter what happened later, Luo Feng maintained his respectful position and awaited Undying Knight's answer. You know, and yet you still defy me. Guts, you sure got guts. The Undying Knight's laughter sounded satisfied. I like people with guts. Unlike those knights who have so little guts that they are filled with such fear about exploring the secret regions. Ha ha, not bad at all. I like you, hence I'll spare your little life. You can simply give me any island on Earth and this matter is resolved. There shouldn't be a problem with that, right? Luo Feng relaxed within, saying, no problem, I will definitely prepare an island well for Undying Night. Undying Night nodded as his green eyes carefully examined Luo Feng, letting out a bone-chilling laughter. You little punk before me, from start to end I've never seen you lose your composure, sturdy. Strong. Interesting, really interesting. He vanished amidst the laughter. The pressure within Luo Feng's study vanished too. Luo Feng let out a long sigh of relief, sitting back on his chair. My God, this Undying sure has a weird temperament. He's really strange. Luo Feng's forehead was beading with perspiration. I was almost forced to abandon everything and wander the universe. If Undying Night had truly wanted to forcefully get Earth, Luo Feng was already prepared to put Earth in his internal world and wander. On the same day, he had the conversation with Undying Night in the virtual universe, in the distant Milky Way, Earth. Earth, Amazon forest. The forest was extremely humid. The many thick trees had occasional beasts running through them. It was very rare to have beasts nowadays on Earth. They had already become protected beings for viewing and study. And since the Earth humans didn't wish to destroy the natural habitats of the huge Amazon forest, there was nobody about. A blurry red light engulfed the area, causing the surrounding space to ripple, after which 10 powerful beings appeared. All of them were dressed in either exquisite long robes or armors. They appeared together, with all sorts of appearances, however their energies were all terrifying. Of which, one of them, was the demonically beautiful Yang Zhu Emperor. The last time, I had someone place one of my undying crystals here. I didn't expect to have to use it so quickly and teleport through my god country over. Amongst the many knights, my father's underlings should be the earliest here on Earth. Yang Zhu smiled satisfied. I've done good work for my father this time. Beside him, the other Emperor-level Undyings smiled and nodded. Yang Zhu Emperor smiled satisfied. How could he not? Back when he arranged for someone to leave one of his Undying crystals there, it was to prepare for when he could come and deal with Luo Feng someday. This petty action actually allowed him to help his father now. This Earth is located in a remote location. No other Undyings under the other knights would have left their markers here. A jade-haired old man with a single horn laughed. Without a marker, they have no way to teleport via God country over. Hence, we are definitely the fastest. Ha ha. Yang Zhu's smile grew even wider. A black armored lady with scales on her face nodded. If the other knights sent their people here, they'd still have to teleport via their god countries to the closest nearby spot before flying slowly over in a ship. Black Dragon Mountain Starfield. It's a very normal star field, with only 2 Undyings. How many of the knights' underlings would have even left markers about? They had to have markers left somewhere. Only through that could they teleport via their god countries. Back when Dylan brought Luo Feng before, he had to teleport to a certain point in the universe country, before taking a ship and flying for a while before reaching Jade Dome planet. The others would probably take at least 3 to 5 days to get here. A hoarse voice resounded from a skinny intrepid lizard-like man. Senior Yang Zhu, you give the order on what we should do here on Earth. The 5 of us will be sure to complete your orders. The black armored lady said. Since you all agree on this, then I'll give the order. Yang Zhu smiled. A total of 6 Emperor-level Undyings under Shahur Knight had come, along with 12 official-level Undyings. Even though Yang Zhu was considered the weakest amongst the other emperors, he held seniority, as his father had him before he even became Undying. And the other Emperor-level Undyings, almost all of them were accepted after Shahur Knight had become a knight. Hence, Yang Zhu was considered amongst the disciples under Shahur Knight, the second senior. Buna. Yang Zhu suddenly shouted. Lord. A tall and sturdy silver-armored bald man instantly appeared and bowed. With so many Emperor-level Undyings here, Luo Feng may not dare show himself, and he's had some trouble with me before too. This time, Father's orders are absolute. We need to buy Earth easily without any complicated methods. You go and find a way to draw out Luo Feng to meet you. Yang Zhu ordered, mocking. That Luo Feng is an aboriginal at birth. He probably doesn't even know of Earth being special. Even my father and the other universe knights had just found out. How would he know? Buying it from him should be easy. For example, you can just tell him you want to buy the Milky Way galaxy. This way we can avoid hinting to him about Earth being special. Yang Zhu laughed. Understood. The bald man replied. Go on. Yang Zhu ordered, the moment there's any news, inform me. Yes. The bald man became a beam of light and swiftly vanished. My juniors, we need to not let Luo Feng discover us when he's returning to Earth. There may be some trouble when BUNA draws him out. Let's all head to space for now. Yang Zhu looked at the surrounding undyings, his gaze landing on the jade-haired single-horned old man. Ninth Junior will rely on you. Ha ha. The old man laughed. Even though there were 6 Emperor-level undyings about, only he was able to use teleportation. His undying energy immediately engulfed the group of undyings. Let's go. The group of undyings instantly vanished from Earth and appeared 1 light-year away, in an unknown space. No matter what soft of detection abilities he has, he won't be able to discover us 1 light-year away. The old man said confidently. Ha ha. Yang Zhu and the other Emperor-level undyings all laughed. The other 11 official-level undyings just stood there obediently. The group of undyings chatted within the vast space, awaiting BUNA to send a message. The moment they received it, they could instantly teleport over back to Earth. Earth, Eurasia continent, China, Yangzhou city. There were close to 10,000 people living in Luo residence. The members of his family didn't even reach 30,000, most of them were in charge of managing the Milky Way galaxy, and doing business with other powerful families etc. With Luo Feng's supervisor envoy position, it was too easy for them to do business. Even though their family was small, their status was extremely high. Firstly, Shushin stayed on Earth, along with Luo Feng's parents, his brother Luo Hua and his 2 children. The children frequently explored the universe, but still stay within their home for long periods of time. In a vast grassland in Luo residence, with a glance, hundreds of infants were crawling about, some crying out for their mothers. Shushin stood in the distance smiling at them. These hundreds of infants were a small portion of newborn in the Luo family. After all, with hundreds of years of growth, his bloodline alone had descendants in hundreds of thousands. Every year, the number of newborns was a huge number. These hundreds were the infants of the elites, otherwise how would they have the right to live in the actual residence? There was no way. After a family grows huge, especially over thousands of years. China had 5,000 years of history and culture. If a family expands over 1,000 years, with enough land, food, resources and being able to marry many, then the numbers would far exceed that of the entire population of Earth. The reason why the population of Earth was so small was mainly because there was a limit to land and food etc. The large population meant there would be stricter rules, differentiation in levels and status within the family etc. Rumble. A formless pressure engulfed the entire Luo residence. Who? 11 silhouettes rose into the sky. It was the 11 sector lords stationed there. They looked about angrily. There stood in the sky and looked at the tall and sturdy bald silver-armored man. He smiled at them, giving off a formless pressure. His presence was like a glaring sun. God. Luckily he controlled his pressure, and only used it as a warning. Otherwise the infants would probably have died. Undying. One of the sector lord guards roared. This is the residence of the Ganwu Department Supervisor, Envoy Luo Feng. We are under orders from the Virtual Universe Company, and are members of his guard team. Why have you come over here? I want to meet Luo Feng. The bald sun-like man smiled, gazing down, focusing on Shushin, with a wave of his hand. Shushin rose into the sky and flew towards him, unable to break free. The bald man's pressure engulfed the entire residence as he smiled. I only wish to meet Luo Feng, that's simple. Don't make me angry, or else, the consequences will be dire. Virtual Universe, Yuseong Mountain Primal Region, Luo Feng's Villa. Luo Feng was within his study, his conversation with Undying Night before had left him disturbed. Earth? Undying Night is already one of the true upper echelons of the huge Axe Dojo. His position is extremely high. He actually personally looked for me to buy Earth. Luo Feng frowned and pondered. Just what is so special about my home Earth? The mysterious black metal board I found before already shows that Earth is indeed special, however my teacher, Uyangbo, controlled Earth for so long. Yet, I've never heard anything about it being special from Barbata. And within our humanity's history on Earth, there haven't been any shocking places. Luo Feng was suspicious. Suddenly, consecutive call requests appeared on the screen beside him. Barbata shouted out, "Your son Luo Ping, along with Baikalo, Di Fan, and your sector Lord Guards, and your father Luo Honghua. They are all calling you. Put them all through." Luo Feng's expression changed. 10 screens appeared in the study, many silhouettes appeared before him, all of them from Earth. "Dad, hurry back, Mum's been captured. An Undying came here. Master, an Undying has come, this is the footage. Your Majesty Luo Feng." All sorts of hurried and anxious voices resounded. Luo Feng focused on all 10 at a time, instantly picking out the gist of what they all said, all while watching the footage. His expression immediately changed, calling Dylan in. "Your Majesty." Dylan looked curiously at Luo Feng. "Look." Luo Feng pointed at the 10 screens before him, many of it replaying the footage Luo Ping and Di Fan sent him. "It's an Undying, official level Undying Burning Heart official BUNA." Dylan recognized him immediately. Even though there were many Undyings within the universe, Undyings had amazing memory, they were normally able to recognize large amounts of others. "He's captured my family member." Luo Feng's expression changed. "Let's head to Earth now." "Yes." Dylan didn't even try to stop him. The Yunmo planet ship, which was flying within the dark universe, swiftly went through universe travel back to the actual universe. After which, through the God Country teleportation, it entered Dylan's God Country, and finally teleported to the solar system. Solar system, Mars. A blur of lights rippled in the space and a blood-colored triangular ship appeared. It was the Yunmo planet ship. As Earth was Luo Feng's home, in order to rush back in times of crisis, Dylan had placed a marker on Earth, along with 12 other places about the solar system to be prudent. After all, they may not necessarily be able to teleport to Earth all the time. Like now, with the Undying BUNA on Earth, he could easily scan the entire Earth. The moment Dylan teleported through his God Country onto Earth, BUNA would easily find his marker, and Dylan's God Country would be revealed. That was extremely dangerous. "Your Majesty, we'll immediately head towards Earth." The Yunmo planet ship accelerated. It became a beam of light and quickly entered universe travel, entering the dark universe and quickly returning. Only 10 seconds had passed before they reached Earth space. Part 1 end here.